Disappear.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad. Brad, what's going on?
Yeah, okay.
Brad's like, it's 6 o'clock. That's good time. All right, here we are. Here's Mark.
Hello.
At July Practical Board Repair School. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good.
I missed you in the gym this morning for squats.
No, I heard you. I was doing push-ups upstairs.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Okay, because didn't look like it. I didn't see any evidence. All right, we're wrapping up. Here we are at the very last day. Here you go, Mark.
Okay.
Mark's in charge. All right. So let's come visit. This guy's my favorite. That's not true. Laura's my favorite. All right. Sorry. The rest of you guys. You still have a chance to jump in and be my favorite before I get around to her. But it's gonna be hard to replace. But you're at the top. How old are you?
14.
14 with signed parental consent to be on YouTube. Obviously.
Okay.
Right. And tell me about your iPhone XR.
So it was the 10R that I'd been practicing on for a very long time, and it had a cellular issue, and it would drain the battery just like crazy.
How old were you when you first had that iPhone XR in your hand?
It was like 11, 12 years old, very, very young.
11 years old.
Yeah, that's when I first started practicing.
So your mom and dad were like, here you go, you have some phones.
Yeah, they were like,
That's awesome. I love that. All right, so you had this iPhone XR, and that's the one that you learned how to screens and charge ports and stuff?
right.
Nice. All right, so tell us about what happened to it.
Yeah, it wouldn't exactly hold battery charge for a long time, and it would say cellular update failed, and I really wanted it to turn on. So we worked on it in the class, and what we found out finally was that the 10R itself was that there's a short on the bottom cellular board. So what we did was we took the short out, and then we found out what was stopping the battery from charging properly, and then we fixed that, and then finally the phone works.
That's gotta be awesome. What was it like when you put it? So you took apart your personal phone
Yeah.
just to see if your 10R logic worked. Did you think it was gonna work?
I didn't think the cellular part would work, so when it worked, I was like, no way.
So,
It was really
that
cool.
was cool. So it showed up with that bar at T-Mobile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. That was pretty awesome. Was that your favorite repair this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But you did some good stuff, right? You fixed one of the customers' charge ports.
That was pretty cool. iPad.
Yeah. And I didn't have to shred your certificate. All right. Though I had to threaten you many times. All right. Skip, guy from definitely not Glen Burnie, definitely not going to ask me any questions, and definitely doesn't want to be on YouTube. Nick, you said you'd be on YouTube, didn't you?
Yeah,
All right, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Born and raised?
Yeah.
Now you guys work in the same shop?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us. We'll team you up together. What did you guys learn this week that was something that you didn't know before you got here? Nothing, pretty much.
Top and bottom board rebuilding, board diagnostics on iPhones. Something I thought I had knowledge on, not so much. You can learn a lot more here. And then actually just chats with Jessa about the greater role of a repair shop and how that should operate within a community.
So what kind of experience did you have microsoldering before the course?
I took a course through microsoldering.com, which is essentially, I don't know if I'm going to say this on YouTube, a ripoff of this course's syllabus, and it is not good not to have no hands-on training. And the recommendation I got from that, which I did do, was to get a blank board and then get a good known working board and then move every single component over one at a time.
Oh, wow.
And I did. And your hand cramps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not fun.
All right. Interesting. That would be rough because, so you had to transfer the CPU, right?
Yeah, and you're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
Because definitely mess it up.
I'd
Maybe
wanna
20
practice
times.
at something that might be successful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just
All
a
right.
small chance of
That's
success.
interesting. What we say is work on working boards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
so
going to be a much
When you
better
go
way to
home, get some iCloud lock boards and work on working boards. That's how you know that you can do it, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So what do you think about what I've always wanted to know, what are the online courses like? How do they work? Do you have a camera that they send you and then you're
So no, it's all theory essentially. So you could probably learn to read a schematic off of it. I just had experience with that beforehand. But as far as actual hands-on soldering and knowing what to do and having someone there to guide your hand of like, that's a little too much flux space, because there's no like, oh, use like 1.2 drams of flux space.
I was gonna say microliters.
Yeah,
Drams.
drams. Drams.
One shot.
You just you need that human connection to learn this. This isn't like something you can just do in theory, and having people who are the best at it, it's really good.
All right, very good. Okay, and Ben's my favorite because he fasts. All
And
right.
Laura's still my favorite.
Laura is your favorite.
We're gonna be hanging out a lot.
That's very good. That's very good. All right, now you guys have been working on one for like the last couple hours. The pretty crazy repair.
Yeah,
You want to come tell us about it?
yes.
Here, come show us. Go up there. Come on. Tell us about the iPhone 12 Pro. What'd you find out?
iPhone 12 Pro. So, what's that?
So what we're
Yeah.
baby chair,
Laura
holding
already.
down the baby chair. We one of the things we didn't fix this week was the chair.
Yeah, so like Jess's instructions were about looking for clues and everything, kind of like a physician would be, checking history. We knew coming in with this phone that had prior water damage, so we looked for any obvious signs of liquid damage left on the motherboard. There weren't any, but we did notice right here that there was a burn mark on this chip right here. So we were able to look and see what kind of heat signatures were getting off the board as well, and figured out that there was the line coming out of here went to the NAND chip here. So we also
Was that line short?
no.
So you thought it was going to be short. I thought it was going to be short. It was going to be an easy one. It was going
Yeah.
to be an obvious NAND short, but the line was actually not short. So then how did you rule out whether or not that line actually had a problem?
So one of the things we have access to at this school is actually seeing in schematics and the board diagrams of ZXW that you can actually see the expected voltages on these lines. So we were able to take our multimeter and actually measure here, and we could see that the line was under voltage, which would explain why it wasn't trying to start up.
So you measured voltage on your NAND power line and it was low.
Yes,
So it wasn't working, but it wasn't short. Now that's a weird problem, right?
very weird.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think was going on? Why does that line not have its regular voltage?
So our main suspect from the start was this chip here. So this is a power regulator. Oh, sorry, it's a power management chip. So it takes the voltage coming in, which is the 4.8, and actually steps down the voltage to make this line here, which is 2.6 something or whatever voltage on this line. So we figured that if we bypass this chip and supply the right amount of voltage onto this line, that it would start the NAND.
And that was cool. So you guys came up with that idea. And did you think that it had any chance of working?
No, it didn't. I mean, it was just a theory. One of the instructors did help us come up with it.
Probably me.
Yeah, and then so obviously we didn't think it'd work. It'd been through the great pyramids of Egypt, and
Oh yeah, that's right. This one was from Egypt, and it had been in 46 degrees Celsius. Now you're from Canada, so that means something to you.
yeah,
Is that hot?
yeah.
Is it over 46 degrees in Canada?
Anything over 10 degrees in Canada is hot.
All right.
I think it's 46 degrees Celsius at home today.
What? It is?
I don't know.
No, that's like, what is it, like 110 or something? Who knows? Who's got it?
Oh yeah, the heat index was 109 in Jacksonville today.
Wow, good time to come to the course.
Yeah.
All right, very good. This one was a really, really cool one. I thought that was cool because it was so, like, complex. If it's not just a straight up short, then it's hard to find. So good job, you guys. That was really awesome to watch.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have? Are you talking to me? No? You're hiding out? All right, no, we'll keep you on the DL. What's up? It's everyone's favorite. It's
Keeping
Laura.
her out.
It's Laura. Yeah. So you when did you first start fixing phones?
Back in 2012, 2013, back in the days.
Like,
iPhone 3G.
did you ever fix an iPhone 3G backlight coil?
Yes, we did.
Wow, that's really cool. So
couple of
you've
those.
soldered stuff, right?
Yes. They started me with the BlackBerry, filling up those keyboard, like just start soldering those balls, and then like just make sure you fill them up, and that's how I learned how to solder on that BlackBerry keyboard.
Yeah. Well, on day one, Laura stood out because it was like, all right, on day one, we're gonna take a chip off, we're gonna reball the chip, we're gonna put it on the board, and she's
Yep.
like, done. Whoa, what? And everybody else was like, where's the flux? How do we set the microchip?
That was easy for me of the chip removal, but it was more about diagnosing like what's going on within the phone.
Mhm.
Could be like short to ground or open short or stuff like that. Just stuff that I always wanted to learn, but I never had nobody to tell me what to do or how to investigate or how to read schematics. So I came
What'd
here.
you fix today?
I fixed an MacBook Air backlight.
Your own one from home.
Yes.
And I saw Brad was helping you with that, and when I came over, Brad was making you guys diode mode every single pad on the
Yes,
backlight circuit.
20 connections on there, but he just was a pain in the butt because we didn't have to do that, so he made us do that. The computer, we plugged it in with the screen, and it fired right up. So
Yeah, that's gotta feel good. And then
Yes.
you also fixed. Tell us about your boss's friend's phone.
okay, so it was a story behind it. Was an iPhone X. There was a kid they were in a pool, and this kid just jumped, acting like he didn't know how to swim. So this guy comes and jumps into the pool to rescue the kid, but the kid knew how to swim. But he had his phone in his pocket. So then the phone did not work anymore. Back at home, Stan tried a new screen, housing and stuff. It didn't work. It was boot looping. So then we brought it over here. He sent it to me, and we opened it up and stuff like that. And we found there was a short by the NAND. So we knocked out the little cap, and the phone was good to go.
iPad Rehab Short Killers.
Yes,
That's so
just with that
awesome.
little tool right there.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
job. All right, Laura was super fun to have. You know,
Appreciate that you guys having me.
Yeah, well, we're glad we find. You know, I know you wanted to come for a long time.
I'll be back. So
All
definitely
right.
be back.
Okay, and that is it. We're wrapping up July, and we will not have another practical board repair school until September. I'm going to take August off. Mark's going to take
Vacation.
August off. And we are going to not teach for a month, but then we'll be back in September. And we have listed October, November, I think maybe even December courses. And we will see you guys. All of the people with these guys were just saying, when's the reunion? If you have been to Practical Board Repair School and you want to hang out with me and Mark are gonna go be the judges for the Gadget. Is it Gadget Repair Expo? Yeah, Gadget Repair Expo.
Yes, he's
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Pretty sure. Something Riverwalk. October, something like 13th, 14th. Look it up on their website. Mark and I are going to be the judges of the Microsoldering Championship. And you can enter. So you can find out. We're going to be getting all the details of that together shortly. And can't wait to crown the champ. Could be you. We'll see you there.
We'll see ya.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye, everybody.